You gave everything. Not all at once, but in tiny, quiet ways. Your time, your energy, your forgiveness. You said yes when you wanted to say maybe. You reached out first, even when it hurt. You made room in your heart for people who rarely made room for you. Because that's how you learn to love. Completely. Unconditionally. Even when it left you empty. Has anyone ever thanked you for how much you carry? How much you give? How much you hold in silence? Probably not. Because people who love too much often go unseen. Not because they're invisible, but because they're always available. Where are you watching from? Wherever you are, if you've ever felt like this, you are not alone. The wound hides in the giving. That's what makes it hard to name. Because it looks like generosity. It feels like care. But underneath, there's often a fear. Of not being enough unless you're useful. Of being abandoned unless you're agreeable. Of being rejected unless you love them more than you love yourself. This isn't about being kind. This is about being conditioned. When love in childhood came with strings, you learned to tie yourself in knots just to be chosen. That wasn't weakness. That was survival. So now you give. Endlessly. Instinctively. Until there's nothing left. You don't want to be a burden. You want to be needed. And somewhere deep down, you believe that loving hard enough might finally make someone stay. And so, you overextend. You text first, again. You listen when you're tired. You forgive what still hurts. You ask how they're doing and forget to mention your own aching heart. Because to you, love means effort. Love means proving. Love means never being the reason someone walks away. But has that ever felt true for you? Have you ever laid awake wondering, why do I always care more? There's a reason for that pattern. It starts early. In families where love had conditions, where your needs were inconvenient, where silence was safer than honesty, where love felt earned, not given. You learned to watch others' emotions before your own. You became the peacemaker, the good one, the helper. Psychologists call this parentification. When a child emotionally or physically steps into the caregiver role, often long before they're ready, it rewires your worth around usefulness, not existence, not presence, but performance. So now, in your adult life, you feel responsible for everyone's peace but your own. You over-apologize. You overanalyze. You overgive. Until you're so far from yourself, you can't even name what you want anymore. And when the love doesn't come back the way you give it, you don't get angry. You get smaller. You think, maybe I should have done more. Maybe I loved the wrong way. Maybe I wasn't enough. But I need you to hear this. You were never too much. You were overneeded. You were asked to love before you knew what it meant to be loved. And that kind of wiring runs deep. You learn to measure love by output. The more you gave, the more you hoped to receive. But somewhere along the way, giving became the whole story. Receiving felt foreign. Asking felt selfish. Rest felt wrong. You started to mistake exhaustion for love. Sacrifice for loyalty. Pain for proof. Because when love was unpredictable growing up, you taught yourself to earn it. You thought if you just tried harder, stayed longer, cared louder, held tighter, someone would finally stay. But no one told you that love isn't something you audition for. That care doesn't have to cost you everything. That being needed isn't the same as being cherished. If this is you, you might find yourself drawn to people who take more than they give. You might confuse emotional labor with connection. You might stay in relationships where your needs are always second, or third, or forgotten entirely. Because somewhere deep inside, you believe that if you just don't ask for much, they'll finally give you what you've been waiting for. But they don't. And every time it happens again, you tell yourself to shrink a little more, to hurt a little quieter. You don't have to. There's research that shows people with early emotional neglect often become chronic givers. It's a strategy, a nervous system pattern, a hope that if you pour enough love out, someone will notice the empty inside you. But love poured out endlessly with no return isn't noble. It's lonely. You're not asking for too much. You're asking for reciprocity, for care, for being held the way you've always held others. And that is human. So here's where we pause. Not to stop loving, but to start including yourself in the love you give. Because love without boundaries isn't intimacy. It's erasure. And you were never meant to disappear to make others stay. Start here. 3 gentle practices, simple, not easy, but powerful in the way they slowly bring you home. First, next time you feel the urge to fix someone else's mood, pause. Ask yourself, am I responsible for their feeling, or just reacting to their silence. Let them hold their emotions. That's not cold. That's clarity. Second, before you say yes, check in. Place your hand over your chest and ask, do I feel tight or open? Your body always answers first. Listen to its wisdom. It's been waiting for your attention. Third, every morning, give yourself back one piece of energy. One small ritual that's only for you. A slow stretch. A song you don't skip. A message you write in your notes app. I deserve a love that doesn't drain me. Because you do. You are not selfish for wanting to be chosen without overgiving. You are not ungrateful for needing rest. You are not weak for feeling tired. You've been carrying emotional weight for 2, 3, sometimes more, and still trying to smile through it. But here's the truth. You don't have to keep proving your worth by bleeding for it. You're allowed to receive. You're allowed to step back. You're allowed to ask, will this love nourish me or empty me? And if the answer is emptiness, you're allowed to walk away. Even if you love them, even if it hurts. Because real love doesn't ask you to disappear. It doesn't reward silence. It doesn't grow only when you are shrinking. Real love sits with you, not above you. It holds your hand when you say no. It hears your quiet before your collapse. It doesn't just want what you give. It wants you. And maybe for the first time, you're ready to believe that. You are not here to rescue everyone else. You are not a bottomless well. You are not love's last lifeline. You're allowed to reserve some softness for yourself. Some grace. Some space where your needs don't make you a burden. They make you real. So picture this. You, sitting at the edge of a life you used to build for others. Now turning inward. Asking, what does it feel like to give without vanishing? Let that be the new map. And if this felt like your story, write one word below. The word you needed to hear when your love went unnoticed. When you felt invisible after giving your all. Let someone else see it. Let it echo into someone else's healing. And if there's someone you know, someone who's always fine, always first to check in, always last to be asked how they're doing, share this with them. Quietly, tenderly. They've carried more than they ever admitted. You were not weak for loving deeply. You were strong in a way no one ever thanked you for. But now, it's your turn to rest, to receive, to be held by something that doesn't break you in return.